Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be breaking down this loop and show you guys how you guys can make loops and make beats for people and artists such as Rylo Rodregues and No Cap and other artists like that. So yeah, without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into it. Make sure you guys do like and subscribe, and yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Alright, so to start things off, I went into this new plugin I got called Lo-Fi Keys, and I went into the Dream Piano preset and I played out a pretty basic chord progression. Alright, getting into it, I'm gonna break this down later, but this is what the chord progression sounds like. Okay, it just loops that around over again. Alright, this is the basics of it. Nothing too crazy. This is the chord progression. Just know when I did this chord progression, this right here, these two notes right here, the half steps, what that allows it to do is it adds a little bit of darkness and a little bit of suspense to the beat. So yeah, that's everything for that melody right there. From there I exported that out and then I pitched it, how many? I believe 6 semitones up, I believe. And for the effects on that, I put on the reverb on the church, and I just moved the wet and dry knob to help blend it in. Some Kramer tape, and I went into the keys whirly preset, kind of add a little bit of grit and a little bit of flutter to the beat, and then EQ just to help cut out some of the lows and boost up the other frequencies that I did like. Okay, this is what the melody sounds like after all the effects have been added to it. Okay, after I added that piano, I went over here and I went to Splice and I found a little synth vocal loop, and this is what it sounds like before I added effects. Alright, that's what that sounded like. And then after that, I went into I just added an EQ on there just to cut out the highs and lows. I really just wanted to keep that middle frequencies. Then I took it and I put the volume all the way down. Well, not all the way down, but I put it down a lot. Then I just panned it to the left a little bit, because I really wanted it just to be in the background to fill up that space. After that, I found into Splice again, and I found this vocal run, this Vox, and I didn't put any effects on that, I believe. So this is what that sounds like. Okay, and that just loops over itself again. After that, I also went back to expand and I found this bass one shot, and this is what the bass sounds like. Alright, the bass just follows the root notes of the melody chords. Okay, went to expand and I found some chimes. Alright, then after that I went to expand and I found this hard double bass. I just put that on to layer over top of the bass I already have, just to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more punch to it. And this is what that bass sounds like. And then after that, I decided that the beat just needed a little bit more in there, just something to kind of fill up the space. So again, I went back into Splice, and then I just found this perk loop, and this is what the perk loop sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Just to give something so that way I can fill it out in the background and everything like that. Okay, so after I figured out everything I wanted to do for the melody, I took everything and I moved it up 90 BPM, and this is what we came out with for the melody. One thing I will say that I also forgot to mention is that when I get to this part right here, I took this melody, I took this beat and I made it unique, and then I pitched it down a semitone or a whole octave, and then I did the same thing for the vocals. I took the vocals and I pitched it up an octave. That's one thing I also forgot to mention about the melody. Alright, yeah, so that's gonna conclude it for the loop. So now it's just time to add some drums. I took the melody and I exported that out into a new FLP, and from what I did here is I dropped it down one semitone, and then I went in here and I put an EQ on just to cut some of the lows and cut some of the highs out to make space for the other instrumentations. And then I put this automation clip for the EQ, so that way it will automate the bass, because I like the bass I use in the loop, so I didn't want to cut it out completely, so I used the automation clip for when the bass and the 808s, that way they won't clash together. And this is what the automation sounds like for the loop. So as you can see, it kind of makes the loop, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know, confines it a little bit, and leaves some room for other things. So starting right off the bat, I added these two snares. This snare, cause I wanted something kind of short and punchy. Then I added the this snare right here, the no meaning snare. So yeah, I put this one in because it was kind of short and snappy, and that's something I was kind of looking for. Then this one is just a little bit more depth to it, so I just gave it in there to fill the space. And then I just added this hi-hat, just on a two-step pattern, something simple. But yeah, all together, this is what everything, this is what those sound like all together. Alright, so after I put the snare and the hi-hats, I added these two open hats. One is hitting on the downbeat, basically, of every measure, and then this other one's hitting the off center, so it's kind of doing like a call and response, back and forth type of effect. Okay, this is what they both sound like separately. This is one of them is kind of, you know, in the background, and this one's more open and has a lot more high end to it. So this is what the open hats sound like together. And yeah, that was open hat. So after that, I went to the drum kit and I just grabbed a typical Spins 808. That's just boosted. Nothing special about it. And I laid down this 808 pattern right here. And it just repeats itself over again. That's the 808, and after that I follow that up with a kick, and this is what the kick sounds like. Okay, so this is what all the drums sound like all together by themselves.